And I just think it's funny because one of my students asked me yesterday, like, are you gonna wear pajamas for pajama day tomorrow? And I was like, yeah. Good morning. It is 7:39 on Wednesday, December 20th, I believe. And I'm running late in the sense that I should have left a good 5 minutes ago. But I'll get to work probably just right on time. Parking might be an issue. And I just decided to vlog for the next day or so, because after that fun Secret Santa collaboration with all those other teachers on YouTube, I feel like I've gotten enough new subscribers to warrant that I at least try and make another vlog between now and Christmas. So those of you that are new to my channel and have recently recently subscribed, I wanted to say hello. Thank you for subscribing. My name's LaTanya. I'm on my way to work. I currently teach 3rd grade, and if you want to know what I did last year, I have a whole school year's worth of vlogs on my channel where I documented every single school day of last school year, which was a whole lot of fun. It was my first year really putting effort into this channel that I started a while ago. But now I teach 3rd. So it is the day before winter break. I am very happy about that because I am just very, very tired, very, very run down, and very, very ready for a break. So I woke up this morning and went to Orange Theory, and I just couldn't do it. Like, I got it done, but I had to do a lot of walking on the treadmill, and I have just been dragging ever since I got up. So hopefully my cup of coffee that I have this morning, as I do every morning, will help me wake up a little bit. But I think it's just my body knows I'm getting ready to have a break. My mind knows, and it's just getting started early. So today I am reviewing with my class for their math test. Tomorrow I am being brave and giving a math test the day that they go on break, but it was the lesser of two evils, because if I didn't give the test this week, then almost 2.5 weeks would have passed before they came back, and then for them to be tested on a chapter that may not be as fresh or at the forefront of their mind was risky. So I did send out a text through Remind to my parents to let them know that, the Thursday before break, I am giving the class a math test, so please make sure your child is at school so that they don't have to wait 2 weeks before they take the test. So I'm very optimistic that most of my class, if not all of my class, will be there. So we're reviewing for the test today. They also have PE today, which is my prep time. And we have the library today. We normally have it on Fridays, but since we do not have school on Friday, we will be going today. So today's time in the classroom is pretty limited because PE is for 50 minutes and we go to the library for 45 minutes, and reviewing for a math test could take a very large portion of the day. So those are the things I know I have to do. In the meantime, not haphazardly, I got some materials from a friend of mine for like a holiday project, and I was going to do it after we got back from winter break, but since I finished math this week and I had finished a learning block of wonders, I didn't want to start anything new. So I thought, well, let me just kind of try this project out. So I believe it's from Teachers Pay Teachers. If I can find out exactly where it's from, I will be sure to try to remember to link it. And it's called Gifts from the Heart. And basically the focus is just teaching kids about really kindness during the holidays, and explaining the idea that not all gifts come wrapped in packages, or not all gifts are tangible things, but sometimes you can give the gift of friendship, sympathy, being charitable, things like that. So there's a list of character traits that go along those lines, and then they recommend that you, the premise is you have kids pull a character trait, like they draw a word, you read them a book, they give you some suggestions. Both books are Patricia Polacco books. I bought them both. And while they're listening to these stories, they're trying to hear examples of the word they drew. So then you talk about it as a class. and then they do a writing assignment where they describe how they plan to give that gift of whatever. So for example, my word I pulled yesterday was sympathy. So I read the story, gave a couple examples of where I felt like sympathy was being displayed, and then I brainstormed with the class a couple of ways that I could give the gift of sympathy during the holiday season and beyond. So that was the whole project. I decided to add a technology piece to it, so they are making a Google slide presentation to go along with it, and they seem excited about it. So if we have time to work on that today, we will do that as well. But I will try and show you those books so that you can see them. I've been reading a lot of Patricia Polacco this week, partially on purpose because of this project, and then one I read because I've had it for years and I just never happened to read this book. But it was really cute. I will show it to you, but I let my friend Jenny borrow it. But the title of the book is Welcome Comfort, and it's just this really cute story about Santa is all I'll say. But I really liked it, and I think the kids liked it as well. So I have just gotten to school. I have a parent meeting right now, and so I have to say goodbye. But again, I just want to do a quick vlog for the next couple of days to say hi to my new subscribers. I will be sure to check in with you guys as soon as I can. I hope you're having a great day. It's about 3 o'clock. School's been over for about 15 minutes, and I am now in my room, hunkered down. My hair is pulled back in a ponytail because I need to get down to business. My intention after school is to stay as long as I need to in order to enter a couple of grades so that my grade book is complete. The week we come back, I think we send progress reports home. So my grades for the most part are updated, but there's a couple I need to put in. And I need to lesson plan for at least the first week. I could do that from home, but I want to get as much of that done here as I can so that I'm not having to lug things home. So I'm gonna try and stay as late as I can, but I have to admit, I am still tired. I know this morning I said I'm really tired, and I had this cup of coffee. It was very pleasant and warm to drink, but it didn't do much for me feeling any more alert. So for the most part today, the only thing I got to do with my class was review for our chapter 6 test in Go Math, because they had PE first thing in the morning. Then we came in, went over their homework, and after that, recess was up on us. Then we went to recess. I read them that Patricia Polacco book, and then we got into the full swing of reviewing for our math test. So that took pretty much all day, because with that there was lunch and library, and we literally finished with 2 minutes to spare as far as going through the activity that we used to review for the math test, and then going over the problems and the answers together. By the time we finished, school was over. So very briefly, those of you that have watched my vlogs last year, when we have a math test, I use a cooperative learning strategy that I got from Kagan, and it is called Find Someone Who. And if I can remember to do it this year, and if I have time, I'll try and show it again this year. But I know I showed a very brief clip of it last year. And basically, I take the review test, which can be pretty lengthy and very boring to just project and lecture to the kids. And I choose problems that I would prefer to do with the class. And those are the ones that we use for this cooperative learning strategy. So the way it works is I tell them the problems that they're going to be working on. They raise their hand, find another person that's raising their hand, because a raised hand signifies I need a partner. And then I tell them who's going to start anytime they partner up. So like today, when you partner up with someone, the person that was going to start was the person whose birthday was closest to Christmas. For some of the third graders, it took them a minute to figure that out, but they were able to do it. And the person that starts is the one that's teaching. So that person then looks to their partner, and their partner says, so if I was the teacher, they would say, LaTanya, is there any problem on my review test you feel comfortable doing? Then they look for one and they choose a problem to do. Now the teacher simply teaches, so they walk through the steps of solving the problem with their partner. The teacher is not allowed to have any sort of writing utensil in their hand, so they are not tempted to write anything on the test or just do the problem. And the person that's listening is following the directions of the teacher. Of course, if they feel like their teacher is misleading them or giving them inaccurate information, they politely say, you know, I think that's incorrect, or have you thought about this? And if the teacher agrees that the student did everything that they asked them to do to solve the problem, then they initial that problem so that I know who helped them with that if there's an issue with the answer or something's wrong with it. And then they switch roles. Embedded in all of that, they also learn about proper social skills. So when they meet up with the new partner, they have to say good morning, nice to see you, you look nice today, just something pleasant. Same for when they finish. Thank you for working with me. I really appreciate the way that you showed me how to do the problem. Then they go and find another partner. When they get all their problems finished, if there's still other people working, then they sit at their desk and they can read silently, but they also are a resource for kids that are still looking for problems, looking for help with the remaining problems. So that is called Find Someone Who. I hope it all made sense. The kids like it. I much prefer it over me standing up there. Jenny's at the door and she has a master key and she just walks in my room anytime she feels like it. I'm vlogging and I just told them that you're at the door and that you walk around like you're important because you have a master key.
And now that's on. Now the world knows.
Do you want to say hi?
Hi.
Hi.
Sharing my tech knowledge.
She's gonna show me, what am I learning? How to use this the Blu-ray player. Somebody, oh, I thought somebody moved my sign.
And
anyway.
I pressed too many buttons.
You did?
I just start pressing buttons.
And you broke it?
No, I didn't break it.
Oh.
I just do that. If something's not working, I just, let's try this button. Let's try this button.
I don't do that because I get scared that I'm gonna break it. I'll talk to you guys later. She's supposed to come show me how to use my Blu-ray player to play Polar Express, but she forgot the actual disc, so she'll be right back. But anyway, just to wrap that up, that is how we review. It's much more entertaining for the kids, or much more engaging. And then the other half of the review test they do at home for homework, and I try and reserve the more straightforward problems for homework, and then of course we'll correct those tomorrow before they take the test. So that is how I spent my day. We read the book Gifts from the Heart by Patricia Polacco, which I'll show you a little bit later after Jenny's done. And when we went to the library today, I told the kids, you should give our librarian a gift from the heart. So they all complimented her or said thank you to her, and she really liked it. So some of them said, I really like your sweater, or you look really lovely today. And you could, it was cute, and you could tell she really appreciated it because it was unexpected. So that was my day today. Here is the current state of my desk. Just so that you can see, it's piles over there, not too bad right here, and not too bad right there. Here's my classroom at the end of the day. I try and make sure they clean up after themselves, so they do a pretty good job keeping it clean. And that is it. There's a couple of things that I think I want to show you in my classroom that I don't think I've shown you before. But I'll check in later with you because I know Jenny's going to be on her way back. But I'll see you in a little bit. All right, it is about 5:06. I am obviously still in my classroom. My hair is still a mess, but so far I have entered the little bit of grades that I needed to add to my grade book. That's done. I have lesson planned math for 2 weeks after we get back, so that's done. And that sounds really, excuse me, I don't know what that piece of hair is doing. That sounds really impressive, but math for us is pretty straightforward. You're pretty much just going through the lessons in Go Math and deciding how many days you want to take on it. And I also planned science and social studies, which again is not that difficult. They are going to take a science test and then we switch over to social studies, and I'm pretty much just looking at the lessons in the order provided. I mean, I can't even tell a lie. I don't get very creative with science or social studies because the bulk of my focus, and I know most of the teachers that I work with, is really on math and language arts. So those subjects are very straightforward, which is unfortunate because kids really like science and social studies. I will say this year in science, I have incorporated a lot more of the labs that I didn't do before to try and kind of amp it up a little bit for kids. But social studies, aside from doing like a geography flip book, I haven't really found any way to fit in anything more exciting than that, but maybe I can get there next year. So I am now in my classroom and what I've decided is that I will take my Wonders book home, and I might start planning that part at home, and that's the lesson planning that takes the most time. And I might not, it just depends on how tired I am. I'm pretty tired right now. I should go home soon to walk Genesis because she's a dog that needs a walk, and I need to cook. Like, a part of me is like, just pick something up to eat, but I've picked something up to eat I think once or twice this week, and I try and limit that. I don't necessarily pick up unhealthy things to eat, but I also don't want to spend money buying food to eat when I have Blue Apron at home to cook. So I'm in my classroom right now. I've been sitting in the dark for a good portion of it because the sensors in my classroom are very sensitive, and where my desk is, if I sit at this desk for more than 10 minutes, the lights go out. So I've been popping up and down to turn the lights on. And so I picked up this camera, and that's how the lights turn on. But aside from that, I was in the dark. So I thought I would just show you. I'm not sure why I picked up the camera. Oh, I think I was gonna show you the gifts I'm gonna give my parents. Now, I gave one to my aide already, the aide that I have that comes in to help because I have more than, I can't remember what it is. I think our district negotiated last year, if a third grade teacher has more than, I think it's more than 26 or 27 students, we get 3 hours worth of aide support, and they can do whatever it is you need them to do. Work with a group of students, run copies, grade, whatever. So I got something for her, and I have another mom that has helped a little bit with trying to manage the 40 book challenge for me, and then I have my main room mom that does a lot of helping with organizing if we have like an in-class party or field trip or something like that. So I am getting them this here, and I stole this idea, let me be careful, from, I don't remember their names individually, but they're a pair of teachers that go by the name of Top Floor Teachers, and they teach in Southern California. So they have this tag in their TPT store, if I can get it to focus. And it just says, thanks for lending a hand. This was free. I just bought this twine from Target. These are 2 dish towels from Target from the dollar bin. These are $3. And then everybody knows the hand soap from Bath & Body Works always goes on sale during Christmas. So that's what I gave my aide, and that's what I will be giving the mom that helps with the 40 book challenge. The mom that does a little bit more, I got her that. But for hers, I did not put the towels on it because I got her a little bit more, so she's gonna get a soap. But I don't want to say her last name out of privacy, but I made her this little box and incorporated her last name in the title of this box. So inside this box are just a couple of things that I think are indicative of her. So I got this cute box from Target. If I can get this to turn around. There's Fernanda. This cute little box from Target. And before I open it, this parent is an avid runner. Let me turn the camera around. She is an avid runner. 9 times out of 10 when you see her, she's in some form of workout gear because she's either on her way to the gym, coming back from the gym. She wakes up very early, runs a lot, and I think she's training for a triathlon? I'm not sure, but she's just very athletic. She's one of those people that I wish I could be. I force myself to exercise, and even if I exercise every day, 5 hours a day, I won't have the athletic frame that she has. So I just bought things that I thought represented her. So inside the box, I have bought for her, let me kind of open it back up. I really should have thought about this before I did all that. So the first thing I bought for her are these hair ties, because her hair is always up in a little bun, obviously, because she's running. And then I got her a gift card from a running, or a sports store, I should say, that's local, called Fleet Feet. She's always talking about that. And I also know that she likes coffee, so I got her a Starbucks gift card. So she's gonna get those things in that box, plus that little hand soap there. And then that is going to be it as far as my parent gifts. And now the coloring on the camera is very odd. That looks more normal. Okay, there it is. So I'm just putting this together, and then I am going to go home. Let me pick that up and see if I can muster up the energy to walk Genesis and cook dinner. Wish me luck. I mean, if it happens, I will be impressed with myself. I can't even really describe how tired I am. I'm just sleepy to the point where I'm almost wondering if I'm getting sick because I just generally feel run down. So I'm gonna get myself cleaned up. But before I do, while I have them out, I'm gonna show you those 2 books that I was talking about, because they're right here on my messy desk. So the first book is called An Orange for Frankie, and this is by Patricia Polacco. And basically it's about this family. It's set in the past. I believe these stories are based off of Patricia Polacco's family and or her childhood. This one is about her family. She's not involved in this story. And her relatives, I think, used to kind of take in some homeless people every Christmas, and their father would go out and do work, but he'd always come back with oranges. And this one particular this one particular Christmas, the dad's late and the family's a little bit worried that he's not going to come home safely, and that's all I'll say. I won't ruin the story for you, but the kids really like that one. And if you're going to read these, just be aware that they're pretty long for picture books. And then this one is Gifts from the Heart. This is the name of the project, and it's about these 2 kids whose grandma recently passed. They live with their mom and their grandpa in their house, and the grandpa can't take care of the kids. The mom's a working mom. This is also set in the past, and I do believe this little girl is supposed to be Patricia Polacco. And the dad, or the grandpa, tries to get some help for the kids, like a nanny type situation. So this lady called, her name is Kay Lamity, comes in, and she has this big personality and teaches the kids that there's other types of gifts to give, and she calls them gifts from the heart. And at the end of the story, you're told that when the grandpa goes back to the agency where she was hired from, they tell the grandpa, we don't know anybody named Kay Lamity. And so my kids thought, oh, like she didn't really exist. Then I even had some kids say, I think it's the grandma, like kind of the angel of the grandma. And then a couple kids thought she was Mrs. Claus. I didn't say they were right. I didn't say they were wrong. I actually said there's no right or wrong answer to that. Those are all good ideas. So those are the 2 books that I've read to go with that project. Hopefully if I can well, it won't happen tomorrow. We won't finish with this project tomorrow because I can already tell. But when I finish it, I'll hopefully remember to show it to you so that you can kind of tie everything together with these books and what the project looks like and all of that. So I think I'm gonna stop talking for today, because I'm not even sure if what I just said made any sense because I'm that tired. But it was good chatting with you guys, and I will be sure to check in tomorrow. I'm hoping that at some point tomorrow, at least it's planned, unless something changes, I should have a very special guest for you guys, and I think you guys will be excited to see this person. So make sure you keep watching to see who the special guest is, and if that person I actually can find. That's what I'm talking about. If that person and I can actually get together. So that is a signal for me to get up and move because the lights are now out. So I will be sure to talk to you guys tomorrow. See you then. So I have my coffee for the morning. This is actually a Christmas present from one of my students last year. I'm getting ready to go. It is pajama day at work, so last year when I was vlogging every day, I used to show you my outfit, which I know a lot of you missed. And I have been doing it on Instagram, but I've just been super busy that even that in the morning has been a little too time consuming at the moment. But here's my outfit. I'm wearing my pajamas. These are the same pajamas I wore last year. The pajama bottoms are actually from Disneyland. My brother bought them for me. And I'm just wearing a regular gray V-neck top with the tank top underneath from Target, a sweater and the scarf because it's actually a little chilly outside. And I just think it's funny because one of my students asked me yesterday, like, are you gonna wear pajamas for a pajama day tomorrow? And I was like, yeah. Because I think she just thought teachers would not want to wear pajamas to school. And I said, I look forward to that day every single day of this, or I look forward to that day every single year. So it's gonna be a great day. I'm in my pajamas. It's minimum day. Winter break starts at officially 1:15. I am pretty much lesson planned. I stayed up to almost 11. Got all of my whole group, well, just about all of my whole group Wonders lessons planned. And today I am going to work on getting my small group lesson plans done while they are taking their math test and watching Polar Express. So I want you to take a look at this little area right here. That's my couch. And I plan to spend a whole lot of time on that couch during winter break, just looking at the tree and watching things on TV and spending time with Genesis right there. Genesis? Jenny? Want to say good morning? Good morning. So it's about 7:36. I need to get going so that I can get to work on time, but I will talk to you guys a little bit later. As of right now, my special guest is still on schedule to appear, so you guys stay tuned and I'll talk to you. All right, this is Mrs. Bell. This is my room mom, and I just wanted to put her on camera because she has held me down this whole year.
Aww.
And I've had a rough patch or two, but she's the one that's been the most supportive, so she's organized everything for me. So I just want to show you what she looks like.
It's me.
They saw what's in your box, so I just want to show you what she looks like, and you'll see that everything I put in that box is perfect for her.
She's so sweet.
So she's very athletic. You want to show them your little
outfit.
holiday outfit, her holiday socks. See? So there she is in action. Say goodbye, Miss Bell.
Goodbye.
Okay, so this is Suzette. This is Mrs. Bell's daughter, and this is the little girl that gave me the snowflake. Say hi, Suzette.
Hi.
Or do you want to say anything to the other teachers out there?
No.
Do you want to say happy holidays?
Happy holidays.
Do you want to say something sassy so they can see that you're sassy?
No.
Do you want to show me your pajamas?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and show me your pajamas.
I have little fox ones for our school mascot.
Okay, say happy holidays.
Happy holiday.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I am in my special guest location. I'm not gonna show you yet. If those of you that watch the vlogs religiously should see the background and know where I'm at. And those of you that are new, I got a few new subscribers. You're gonna meet this person maybe for the first time, and she's a lot of work. She's very...
I'm fixing my lip gloss.
She's very high maintenance. So she's currently getting her face on and getting herself together. But we're meeting up because we've been meaning to do this for a long time, probably since the summer.
Yeah.
Since the summer we've been saying we're gonna do this. And we're doing the teacher, I think it's called the Teacher BFF tag. I think Jennifer from Genuine Teaching and Charlotte from Apples and Tiaras started it, but that's where I saw it if they didn't. So we're gonna answer some questions and maybe she'll give you a little update on her life now that she's abandoned. You wanna say hi? There she is. There's Liza!
Smarty style subscribers.
Here's her room. It still looks good. I don't think they ever, well,
Oh, maybe they didn't see the final product.
it's the day before break. They had a New Year's, is that what you guys called it? A New Year's Eve party. So instead of celebrating Christmas or having a Christmas party, they had a New Year's party, which I kind of like because that way you're not in that awkward situation where maybe somebody doesn't celebrate Christmas. Most cultures celebrate New Year and it's not religious based, and I need to get my hair under control.
My grade level chair did come in and said, I think it's the last from our apprentice. She's tired.
So she said her grade level chair came in and said she's tired and they are now rethinking their New Year's Eve party because it sounds like a lot of work. Mine was very easy. We just had donuts, hot chocolate in a crock pot, and Polar Express.
Hot chocolate. That's a good idea.
And it's really just chocolate milk. You put chocolate milk in a crock pot and it gives them the effect of hot chocolate.
We had those, you know, like those little paper blowers.
Uh-huh.
So I had to be like the Grinch because it was and I said, class, throw them out. And they were like, what?
Oh,
And then they
okay.
tossed them
That's
in.
how I am. I have a party, but it's very organized. Very sensitive to sound. So we're gonna get ourselves set up. Then we're gonna do the teacher BFF tag, and maybe Liza will give you a little update on her transition, and you can compare her experience to mine. So we'll be right back.
There you go.
Okay.
Better.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it recording? Okay. 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 Let me get these questions back.
We are so tired.
Okay. All right, so here's Liza. We are in her room. I look like this because it was pajama day. I think I said that, but
That's her
I'm
general
gonna say it
style.
again. So it was pajama day. We are both very ready for winter break, so we're just gonna go through these questions. I think we've seen the questions before, but we haven't discussed our answers because we want them to be as authentic as possible. So the first question is, what do you teach and how long have you been teaching? You go first.
I teach, I'm currently teaching 4th grade. This is my 13th year in teaching. I've done 5th grade for 12, and this is my first year teaching 4th.
I teach 3rd grade. This is my 13th year teaching. I always ask her how long I've been teaching. I've taught 4th before for a couple of years.
Loved it.
It is my least favorite grade. Do you like it?
I do like it, actually.
I just don't like it.
Vallejos?
I'm sorry. If you teach, I think I've said this before, if you teach 4th, I'm sorry. I just didn't enjoy it.
I don't think you enjoyed the dynamics of your team.
No, it was the content. I really don't care about the missions or the gold rush. And I just think it's an awkward age. I've taught 4th before. I taught 3rd, pre-com and core, but I spent most of my time teaching 5th. And I think I taught 5th for like 7 years or so. I'm not really sure. How did we meet is the second question.
That's such a loaded question. How did we meet?
Yeah. When did we meet for the first time? I remember the first time I met you.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
We were at school. Oh, I remember.
What was it?
It was during the summer.
Uh-huh.
And I remember trying to be friendly to the new teacher. Well, did you make a face right now?
Yes, because I already feel like
Just
this story.
wait. So I was being cheerful and peppy, and I remember walking down the hall by the cafeteria and seeing this new teacher, and I said, you know, I'm gonna go say hi. So we exchanged pleasantries, and all of a sudden her demon dog just came out of nowhere, and she was like, this is my dog Genesis, and I literally, you know, I'm not really much of a dog person, but I was trying to be fake friendly, so I was like, hi, and her dog literally almost killed me, just out of control. So then I was like, oh, she's like, oh, she does that sometimes, and then we never really spoke for 5 years after that. What's your
Now,
take on
see,
that?
that's not even the first time that we met.
It's
so
not?
I am the real friend because that I had met you before. It was during the summer, and I had just gotten hired by the district. So she had already been working for a year, and we were at some training. Like I was doing some sort of summer academy, and there was some meeting that we were at, and you had just gotten married. And I want to say that we were in the cafeteria at one of the middle schools, and Betty was there.
Are you making this up?
You had just gotten married. You were talking to her about your wedding, and she was giving you compliments. And I mean, I don't even think you looked in my direction. I do know that I was introduced to you, and someone said, "This is Liza."
What did I say?
You were talking about your wedding, and it was beautiful, and it was lovely. And then that was it. That's the first time that we met.
I don't remember that too.
Exactly.
Maybe you eavesdropped on a conversation.
No, I was sitting at the table, and you came up and you were talking, and someone said, "Oh, that's Liza. She just got married."
Said, that's Liza. And
I'm sure you turned and said hello.
No.
When we had that whole exchange with Genesis, we had met before.
Does it sound like we were introduced, or did it just sound like somebody?
We had met before. I mean, they introduced because you were a teacher at the school I was going to.
Okay, so if this is the newly that came, it'd be 0-0 right now. Our answers do not match.
So what I said is how we met.
What I said is how we really met. That was the first time she saw me, but we did not meet. If you can't remember our conversation, we did not meet.
Well, it doesn't matter because look at us now.
Okay. Next question.
Number 3.
Shoot it.
What was your first impression of each other?
That she has a really rude dog daughter. Well, our first impressions are gonna be, okay, well, are we talking about
let's say, maybe not the first time you met, but the first time you had enough time around me to have some kind of impression?
Okay. Well, I would say it would be our connection over Jersey Shore. Because we did, you know, our paths always kind of crossed because we never taught the same grade level.
Yeah.
So it would just be hi, hi, and then somehow we realized or came to the understanding that Us Weekly is really important.
And I don't even know why that
I don't know either.
Like why we talked about Jersey Shore.
So we realized we watched Jersey Shore together, and I know from my end, I was like, oh my God, this girl's fun. And she kind of is like, we have the same things in common. So I would watch Jersey Shore and literally mentally take notes and be like, I'm totally gonna mention that tomorrow when I see this and be like, remember JWoww? What she did?
And this is when like Jersey Shore was like at the peak of its popularity.
Was major.
It had just come out, I think.
Yeah, and I remember looking forward to our 2 minutes of exciting conversation, and then it was like, okay, bye, and then we would leave. So I remember thinking, oh, she's not as shy and reserved as I thought she was.
A lot of people think I'm either shy, reserved, or unpleasant when they meet me, but don't really talk. I don't know, when I first met you at that,
when you first saw me
at that meeting, I thought she was friendly, very bubbly, but I didn't really know her. There was actually time, remember when I went to I saw her at Target and just like avoided running into her.
I was like struggling with my newborn child
because I think I was just like too shy, or I really think it was I thought you wouldn't know who I was, and I didn't want to go through that awkward moment of like, it's me. You I work with you. Remember? Because we hadn't talked about Jersey Shore yet. So I'm like, she's not gonna know who I am. So I just
could have said hi. Do you need some help with your crying child?
I was too nervous, but I didn't have any negative thoughts. I just thought, oh, she seems friendly. Yeah. Didn't really know very much about her, but hey. Next question: what is something you have learned from them? So I'm supposed to talk about something I've learned from you, and something you've learned from me. Oh, I should have really thought about this.
I should have too. It's a very important question. What have I learned? Oh, I've learned a lot of things about fashion.
Oh.
The do's and don'ts about what we as a society should wear. Like, you're not supposed to wear like gym socks with dress shoes. Not that she ever did that. No. But I just had to confirm for her that that is not okay. Things about, you know, you really revolutionized certain things about a monochromatic classroom, like making sure that you didn't have patchwork colors. Like, what's your vision? That was important for me to learn. I've learned so much. And really, you know what I really learned, and this is like a really not like funny answer, is to really digest and process before sending off emails or talking to parents of students, because sometimes in the heat of the moment I am ticked and I will shoot off an email that starts with first of all. And thankfully I would send it to her to kind of like look it over and be like, is it appropriate for me to send this? And she would read it and give me tips and say, you know, when you start things off with first of all, it sounds really combative, maybe you don't want to do that. So I really learned to let it sit. You don't need to respond right away. Take some time to think about it, and then you can find a nicer, pleasant way to do that so that it's not this aggressive back and forth. I really did learn that from you.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah. I feel like I've learned from you, I think, just to have fun while I'm working. I think that I'm a fun person, but I do think that my initial response is just to be more reserved and like just more tight-lipped. And I think that working with her for so long, I lost a lot of that. I just kind of loosened up a little bit, both with just my coworkers, but also even my class. Like, her and I are very, I don't want to say rigid, but we're very authoritative in the classroom. Like, it's very structured, like things go this way and that way. But she's a good example of how to be very structured in your classroom, yet be fun. So that the kids know, okay, there's structure in here for sure. Like, I can't breathe this way. No. I can only blink 3 times in the span of 30 seconds. Yes. But at the same time, you can still have fun with your class. You can still build a rapport with them, still connect with them as well as parents. I think that's why we worked well together, because I think we both got to the point where our mentality about dealing with students and families became the same. And where we came from, I think that's why parents viewed us as one and the same, because we were very similar. And I think I got a lot of that. School's over. I got a lot of that from her. So just to have more fun, just to,
which we don't have anymore because we're not together.
I know, but a lot. That's, I mean, I've learned a lot of things, but the first thing that came to my mind was just that. It's just having more fun, joking around, being able to be light at work, but still get the job done.
Good answer.
thank you.
Me too.
It came from the heart. Question number 5. What is your favorite memory from last year or this year?
That's from last year. Does it have to be last year? Because I definitely have a favorite memory.
I think just
And it's
a
not from
favorite
last
memory. I don't, because we have, every day was memorable.
We had so many memories.
Like just your favorite, let's say your
Oh.
favorite memory.
Hello, animal.
Oh.
For sure. The whisper fighting.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was all one night.
the Orthodox Jews.
That was all one night.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Yes.
My favorite memory was we had this one summer where we weren't quite as poor and we would like go out and do things. So I would, you know, leave my girls with my husband and we would go out to like real places like LA. We'd be like, what are we gonna try? Let's try something new. So this one night we thought we went on Yelp and there was this place called Animal that we were like, you know what, we
Very
should
trendy.
eat that. We like meat.
Mhm.
So I was in my husband's Prius and I dropped her off to be like, go grab us a table, I'm gonna park. So I'm parking and I see LaTanya go in and literally in a hot second she turned right back out and was like, no, we can't eat that right. I was like, why? She said, how long was it?
First of all, the restaurant was probably the size of
Not even this
like a student desk. There was probably 3 people in there and it was at max capacity.
Yes.
So I go in already because we're gonna have a night out in LA and eat at Animals. So I'm like, pardon me, how long is the wait? And he was
For
like,
two.
ma'am, 4 hours. I said, 4 hours? Oh, okay. So then I said, we're not eating in there. And it felt like a scene from like, I don't know,
show.
Sex in the City where everybody was like, oh.
I literally was like backing up and then she gets right in the car. She's like, we're not eating here. We're not eating here today. No.
So
Yes.
then we left
That
there
made me cry. Yeah.
and
We ate at Father's office.
we went to Father's office.
Great burgers.
Great burgers, but they do not alter it because they don't want to ruin the integrity of
No
their burger.
ketchup.
And it's also a brewery. And I went there and asked for some raspberry
Hi,
iced
do you have any iced tea? No? Okay. Do you have any Diet Coke? Not that either, huh? Okay.
So we ended up having to drink a beer. I think I had like a raspberry beer.
Yep.
And then we wanted ice cream.
Yes.
So we went to Milk.
We went to Milk.
And we were trying to park. I'm trying to remember the order of when all this was
We were
happening.
driving around the neighborhood trying to
Yes.
look for a parking spot. I'm literally crying right now.
And did the Jews come first or the whisper arguing?
No, whisper arguing was at Father's office. 'Cause we
Okay.
were pulling out of
So
the
we
parking
left
section.
Father's office and then we saw this couple fighting and both her and I are nosy. So we were
Yeah.
trying to hear what they were fighting about.
They were
and
like,
they were,
well, they looked like they were yelling
they were-
at each other.
It looked like this.
So of course us, we rolled down the window.
Just
so
right
we drove
here.
real slow. We couldn't hear anything.
And I swear they were mouth fighting.
Nothing.
No sound was coming out, but they were in
And
the.
we were right next to them too.
I was like,
we were like, could you speak up, please?
we were in the throes.
It was-
They were in the throes of an argument.
Yeah.
So then we went to get dessert at Milk. And then as we're driving, there were just like Orthodox Jews
Coming out
everywhere, like
everywhere.
every which way. So
Yeah.
then of course we needed to know,
There was a line forming outside one of the homes.
yes,
So-
and we needed to know
Why?
what was going on. I like to educate myself about different cultures and what might be
but
happening.
you didn't need to use that voice. Roll down the window and
Liza
say,
pulled up and rolled down the window and I said, excuse me, what's happening right now?
why are you guys in line?
Why-
What are you guys doing?
Why are you guys in line? What are you doing? And they told us
They did. Like offering to a minister?
it was some kind of offering. And I remember we came back and we asked Cindy,
yeah.
Mrs. Haston, we used to teach with, and she explained it to us and I don't remember, but this all happened in one night. And it was just a bunch
night
of
ever.
random
It
things
was a
that
lot.
we found very entertaining.
That was my favorite.
I'm gonna go ahead and say
memory.
that's my favorite memory.
For
I
sure.
can't- Or Ellen. I feel like when we went to Ellen for the first
Yes.
time, that was the first time we really bonded.
But we
because
had- yes.
we did the Hollywood tour and the poor guy couldn't even give his tour because we were practically giving him the tour.
We were giving him-
because we had drank and we knew all the questions he was gonna ask.
Everything.
And all the answers, so all of his little punchlines.
Yes.
We-
and we'd high five and he was not happy.
He couldn't give his punchlines because
Yes.
we knew.
We-
So those are
There
my
were so
two
many.
favorite. Oh, we need to
my
work
God.
together.
Yeah, like, but the smelling of the matches.
Oh,
we've had a lot.
We need a whole separate video of our own personal student
Yeah.
investigations because we were Cagney and Lacey or
sure.
Good Cop, Bad Cop.
For sure.
Question 6. If you hang outside of school, what do you do? I think we just explained that.
You know what we do now.
We eat.
We
We
eavesdrop.
poke our nose in places they don't need to be poked. Sometimes we go to her place.
Yes.
But it's mostly eating, shopping,
Talking.
talking.
Yeah.
that's really it.
Fun stuff.
Fun stuff. Question 7. What is something you always ask them to help? Always ask them for help with?
When we were together, it was every 10 minutes or so. Like, hey, how do you do this math problem again? Or, okay, I feel like I asked you that more, like math, because she's more of a math person. I'm more of a language arts. Yes.
I think we asked a lot about, okay, this is what's going on with this parent. What should I say? Because I would ask her that kind of stuff too.
Or just like, I would love to, I ask her questions about like her culture and just different things about like, if there are sensitive issues or anything political, like I know that there's that safety net where I can ask a question and it's not going to be offensive. And I can really just say, hey, I have the student and he said this, or hey, why is it in your culture this and this? And likewise, you know, there's just that. I love that I can ask questions like that and it comes from a genuine place of just curiosity, or I just want to know, and I know you're not going to be like, why are you asking that? I just have that in, you know, defense up. So I really like that.
I think the same thing too, because I didn't know a lot about the Korean culture. So just being able to ask questions like that. I think also, because I'm not always level-headed, I think people think I'm always level-headed and blah, blah, blah. And sometimes I'm asking her like, okay, do you think this is right? Or sometimes dealing with students, a parent's perspective. So for me, I don't have kids. To me, I'm like, I mean, it's reasonable for me to ask this kid to do this or that, but sometimes she can have a good perspective from a parent. So I like to ask her questions like that, but
she's my therapist.
And vice versa. So
we need each other.
No, this is making me sad.
That was the dumbest idea ever.
Okay. Question 8. What do you admire the most about them?
Oh, I think I admire your ability to like voice your thoughts and your opinions, you know? I think there are a lot of times, like my personality is, I'm more of like a listener, and I'll kind of think to myself like, I don't know if I agree with that, but I won't necessarily say it. But I feel like you don't have that fear of, I don't want to sound stupid. Like you'll just say what you're thinking, or you'll give your input. And I think you're very articulate. And yeah, I feel like people really listen when you talk, and that's a very important power you have.
It's not a power.
It's a power.
Thank you. I don't use it as a power. I don't view it as a power. I honestly don't even think of myself as being articulate.
You are.
So I just, when people say that, I'm like, oh, that's nice of you to say.
Yeah.
I think for Liza, what I admire, it has nothing to do with school, but she's very religious, but not like in a religious, I don't know how to explain it. Like she has beliefs, and you know what her beliefs are, and she's very dedicated to those beliefs. And I just feel like I need to be more like that. My parents are religious. My dad's a minister, but I don't know the Bible the way that I should. I don't have like a strong base of faith to fall back on. And I feel like she does, even though she doesn't talk about it incessantly. Like I know that's a part of her. I know she raises her kids with that in mind. I know her marriage is built around that. But in a way where you can just tell it's true to her, and she's not just actively doing things because that's just the religious act of it. So I like that about you.
Oh, thank you.
Up to that. So
Encouraging. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good job.
Oh, thanks.
Number 9. Who gets to school first? Who leaves first? That's an easy question.
Both me.
Yeah. Like,
I get to school first. Although now I feel like it would be kind of the same because we both work out together in the morning, but before I did not work out. So I would come to school first, but then I would have to leave first. The other day I left at 6 and I was depressed, and I said, this is what the Tanya feels like all the time.
And she's just a very efficient worker. That's something else I admire about her. Like she is, I can't even, like anyone that has worked with her, like you really have to tell yourself that you're not dumb. She's just very fast. Like she's a fast talker, she's a fast thinker, she's a fast doer. So if someone suggests something to her, she'll probably have it done within the next 5 minutes. And done well and efficiently. And so she can come to school early and leave earlier than I do, but still get just as much as I do done. So it's not like she's getting here early and then leaving early and then leaving stuff. She just happens to be able to process through things quicker, and I'm very slow about certain things, and I have to think about it and process it. But she definitely is, except for now, because she does work out before school, and I wanted to give her a shout out because she is like, she's a darn near athlete.
No,
she's a runner. We went to Orange Theory the other day, and we were told to stop running. Do you know who kept running?
Because
that
I was
girl.
behind in my slap point, so
she was like, no, I'm gonna keep running. So I think I'm pretty sure she runs at a faster pace. She runs longer, so she's an athlete. Look at her. So plus she has kids, so she has to leave. I'm not on any kind of schedule like that, but
that's true.
Definitely Liza. Who has the better lunches? Well,
sometimes it's both really sad.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even like salad.
Who even? Which one of us really even comes with a good lunch?
Rare. Like, it's like, do you want a salad or a prepackaged salad or a prepackaged lean cuisine?
Yeah, I feel like we both pretty much eat the same thing. It's a salad. It's something that's prepackaged.
Yeah.
Every now and then her husband will pack her a lunch with some fruit.
Truth. Yeah.
Or she'll have some meat. But I feel like on a consistent basis, yours is always a little bit better.
Because you're a creature of... She enjoys her dinners in a quiet manner.
Yeah.
Rather than, you know, lunch is just to get through the day. But yeah.
For me, lunch is just a means to an end, so I don't put any effort into it. So it's always going to be a box salad or a lean cuisine, apples, peanut butter, water.
Yes. Literally. Every day.
That's what it's going to be. Who is more organized?
Hello. I asked myself, where would I have put that receipt? And I knew I would have alphabetized it by the date that it was stamped. And I turned to my left, and there it was.
But she's organized.
I'm organized, but there are times where I'm like, where did I put that? And I really have to like shuffle around.
Although I will, not to put your business out there.
Yeah, go.
One time I went to her house, she could not find one of her earrings. Now for me, I'm like, where else would your earrings be? In a jewelry box, in your earring case, or near your clothes?
Nope. Whatever.
So she's looking around, and her earring was found in the silverware drawer with the knives and the forks.
No.
Yes, it was.
No, it's my silverware drawer and the drawer next to it. We all have a junk drawer, don't we?
Why would an earring be in a junk drawer next to the silverware? When you find one earring, you take it upstairs and you put it with the rest of your jewelry.
YouTubers, I need you to comment right now because I need to know. This one is the one where she has her little earring tree and she has a little necklace house and she's upstairs and she's quietly getting herself ready and she'll look in the mirror and she'll say, okay, I'm ready, go. Me on the other hand, I'm putting things on as I'm going. So sometimes I don't have time to just stand in front of a mirror and get myself ready. So when I come home and I gotta make dinner, I'm taking off my earrings and I'm shoving it in a drawer.
But it takes
so when I wake up,
it takes more time to look for it.
I understand that, but I just don't have time to put it
where it belongs.
So I
and not only did she find an earring in that drawer, there was a gift card you were looking for.
Oh, because it's a junk drawer. Let me tell you what's in my junk drawer right now. Gift cards, stop. That's my daughter. We're not playing. You need to stop. My earrings, gift cards, scrunchies, pens, Sharpies, receipts, a checkbook. Isn't that?
I have a junk drawer.
With earrings in it?
Well, I mean, earrings don't go in a junk drawer, but it's Bed Bath & Beyond coupons, a notepad, pens, batteries.
That's not a junk
coupons.
Drawer. That's a utility drawer.
That's a junk drawer.
I want to know who has random stuff in their junk drawer.
An earring.
You do?
An earring. It was not in a junk drawer. That earring was in the silverware drawer because I was flabbergasted that an earring would be with a knife and a fork and a spoon.
As a Christian person, you shouldn't lie. You comment and tell me, and then I'll subscribe to you, okay?
Come on now. Number 12. What is something they can't be without?
That you can't be without?
Yeah.
What can you not be without? A manicured hand. That's for sure. Isn't that true?
Yeah, that's something.
That for sure is something that she cannot,
what else would it be? A hair appointment?
Yeah.
Oh, chapstick?
No.
Lotion.
Lotion. Her day will just be over.
Lotion.
If her hands are dry.
Yes, lotion.
Yes.
A moisturizing agent.
We got it. She likes baby oil. That, yes. Oh,
your phone.
On my phone.
Your phone.
For sure.
She, again.
Addicted.
Last year she'd be like, oh my God, can you believe Mimi? And I'd be like, what are you talking about?
I would give her updates on our family.
Oh my God, did you see what Ricky did? And I'm like, what?
He did a great job. She's like, wait,
She is at all hours like,
if you need something done or you need to look up something, I will look it up for you.
I'm pretty sure she wishes my family happy birthday before I get to it.
Yes.
So I think definitely her phone. And I think this is the last question.
Last question, Lily. We're almost
what is an inside joke you have?
Please.
What is one inside joke?
You know, we always say we can have conversations with our eyes because there are so many inside jokes. And it's to the point where people have really like confronted us behind our backs about how they feel left out, but it's not our fault.
And we're not doing it on purpose.
No, but we can just say things like, oh yeah, you know, I'm totally the fashionable one, and people don't get it because they'll be like, oh what, really? I thought it would have been you. We just have so many inside jokes.
I don't think we have just one.
No.
I just feel like our whole friendship is an inside joke.
Totally. Just have to be on the inside.
I'm trying to think of one thing that is consistent. I don't have one. I just
too much. Too much.
Yeah.
You should see us at the gym. We're like sweating and huffing and still having inside jokes and still.
I think a lot of our inside jokes are based on impersonations of things, people.
Yeah.
And so it's just a perpetual inside joke.
Yeah. We're always cracking up and nobody knows why.
No.
But we do.
And it's fine.
It is.
Now.
You know what I realized from this? We need to work together again.
We do.
We do. I'm working on it.
I know. And my battery's dying. Are there any final thoughts? How's your transition before the battery dies?
My transition's been better than I thought it was gonna be. I'm really enjoying it here. Everybody is super nice and welcoming. And I thought it wouldn't be like that because they are such a seasoned staff. They work together for a long time and I'm one of maybe 2 or 3 that were new this year. But there's just no cliques here and everybody's super nice and I love being with my girls and the kids are so good and I'm really happy here.
And before I forget, and before the battery runs out, Tanya, I'm not gonna say your last name for privacy,
girl.
but I know you watch these videos. Tanya is another teacher in the district that we teach at who I've known for a while just by name and have a lot of respect for her. And she sent me the nicest email, just very complimentary. And I wanted to come visit you today to say thank you because I'm at your school.
We called you twice.
Yeah, we called you twice, but you're nowhere to be found, which we understand because it's
Tanya's
winter break.
tired. Yes.
It's winter break. And you had to
We
go.
had to go.
So my battery's gonna die, but I wanted you guys to say hi to Liza. We miss you guys and talking to you together.
You guys.
I don't even have anyone to walk in the halls with anymore.
Oh.
I never walked by myself in my old school, and now I'm always in the halls by myself.
We would always wait. And people are like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just
waiting for LaTanya, waiting for Liza.
Yes.
I would talk to her while she was in the bathroom.
I find myself waiting for people here, and they're like, wait, why are you waiting for me? Just because that's just what we do. But
so hopefully you guys will see her again at some point soon. But we're just glad we got this done.
that was, you know, 5 months later.
I know.
But we did it. Better late than never.
All right, she's got to go. She's got a little girl that's had a little too much fun. So, bye guys. All right, I am now at home, back from Liza's classroom, in my bedroom. I'm gonna close the vlog out here because my battery is about to die. And I really just wanted to show you the couple of days before break and then do that little teacher BFF tag with Liza. So that's done. I'm gonna go downstairs, enjoy my broth bowl from Panera, and do absolutely, positively nothing at all besides relax. So if I do not talk to you guys between now and then, have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. But I will be sure to talk to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Again, those of you that are new, hello. So nice to meet you. Thank you for subscribing. And I'll talk to everybody later. Bye, guys.